The Lotus Sutra Chapter 4, Faith and Understanding, is where the famous parable called the Rich Father and Poor Son appears, and you can check out the story and the points by clicking the link below. The January 2018 issue of the online Buddhist magazine Living the Lotus, published by a global engaged Buddhist movement, Rissho Kosei-kai. So in the storyline of the Lotus Sutra, the chapter's main characters are four elder shravakas, Subhuti, Mahakajayana, Mahakashapa, and Mahamogalayana, who are have been practicing the Buddhist teachings for many years, and yet they are worn out, and they stopped their progress out of their complacency. So the chapter is in a way about the revival of these old, worn-out shravakas. They're kind of going through the low points of their lives, and everybody knows that we all sometimes, or perhaps oftentimes, undergo the kind of moments of low points of our lives. So Buddha's disciples are not exception for this. We're all humans who are striving for the end of suffering of our own and others as well. So with that in mind, what is the ultimate point of the Lotus Sutra Chapter 4, Faith and Understanding? What is the significance of this chapter in the broader context of the Lotus Sutra? So these are the questions this video answers today. So here's my answer in a nutshell. The point of the chapter 4 is to demonstrate how to discover the true purpose of your life. And this discovery comes from fully understanding and fully accepting who you are. What is great about this discovery is that you can start working on this discovery of the life purpose today. That's the point of the chapter 4. Alright, that sounds great, but how can I discover and embrace the true purpose of my life? This discovery comes from when you read the Lotus Sutra seriously with your heart, meaning you imagine yourself as you read the Lotus Sutra and study the Lotus Sutra being among the audience of the great Lotus Sutra assembly. You are invited to imagine you becoming one of these four elder shravakas, and you trace the feeling of how it feels like to hear the preaching of the Lotus Sutra by Shakyamuni when you are undergoing some low points of your life. And that's what it means to read the Lotus Sutra with your heart. Please, by all means, closely follow the coming out speech by the elder shravakas that appears in page 121 and 122 in my copy, for instance. You can find your own pages on your own copy of the Lotus Sutra, where they say, this is where they share the feelings about their long times of practice. So for instance, they say, believing that we had already attained nirvana and that there was nowhere further for us to go, we did not go on to pursue supreme perfect awakening. This is a moment when they realized that the initial goal of nirvana was not actually a final goal. So this means that their ultimate purpose was much more greater than what they could possibly imagine. So this is a limit break moment of their imagination about their own future, which makes their present more meaningful. So this is the breakthrough of their own old sense of identity. So that's what is happening in this chapter 4. Would you cling to your own old identity or accomplish that limit break? So these elder shravakas chose the latter path. So this is my answer in a nutshell, but we still need to be clear about what it means by true purpose of being a shravaka, or the true purpose of life. So let's consider this together. In chapter 2, the Buddha Shakyamuni taught one Buddha vehicle. In chapter 3, Shariputra was the first one who understood this and received an assurance of Buddhahood of his own. And all these, the four elder shravakas witnessed all these scenes. And then in chapter 4, these four elder shravakas, finally understand this teaching as well and also receive an assurance of their Buddhahood. So they realize that they must go beyond their initial shravaka goal and to embrace and aspire for the ultimate Bodhisattva goal of becoming a Buddha. And becoming a Buddha basically means to be free from any kinds of attachments to any kinds of desires and purposes. So the purpose of being a Buddha is to reach a paradoxical goal of revealing an experience of purposelessness. So now they understand and clearly see that all past moments of their intense practice of Buddhist teachings are for the sake of revealing their ultimate Buddhahood. The Buddha in the sutra is kind of as if he's saying, "Hey you guys, elder four shravakas, you are my great disciples. Now you heard me preaching about the one Buddha vehicle. You are to become a Buddha, so you're not ambitious enough, aren't you? But you are now ready for that vision of the one vehicle. So if you truly understand who you are, you want to uphold a much more greater goal of your life, which is to become a Buddha like me. You never imagined I know this, but now I see you are imagining that. Congratulations." And that's what I also seeing as who are you to be. So everyone, including all of you, are much more greater than who you can ever imagine. So the goal they thought turned out to be a provisional goal, which was employed as a Buddha's skillful means to reveal the ultimate greatest goal of the Buddhahood. What we see here is a Lotus Sutra model of the Buddhist liberation. So it is not a renunciation of your initial goal, but rather it is the full understanding of that goal, which then reveals the greatest expansion of this goal, that is a greater fulfillment of your initial goal. So this is what gives you an experience of liberation. This is how you discovered the true purpose of your life according to the Lotus Sutra. It is this ultimate misdirection of one's goal that reveals this unexpected experience of liberation. And what this ultimate misdirection does is to let you fully understand and accept who you are, including things you have done in the past and regret. So that now the elder Shravakas claims themselves on that ground to have become true Shravakas. This is a very interesting Lotus Sutra move that I love about. So the final goal is always the unconscious goal. This goal is never be a conscious goal. Nevertheless, this goal that is unconscious has been always already being fulfilled in the pursuit of your conscious goal. How would it feel like to have that kind of experience? How would it feel to realize that your conscious pursuit of your conscious goal is just to reveal both the provisionality of this conscious goal and also to reveal the ongoing presence of this hidden greatest goal of becoming a Buddha. Buddhahood, according to the sutra, is something you could never ever imagine as your own future. But now you understand that is your certain future. For the elder Shravakas, in the context of the chapter 4 of the Lotus Sutra, they say about this experience saying, "This immeasurably rare treasure which we did not seek has come to us of its own accord." So now we can say the point of the chapter is twofold. First, it demonstrates how they find an ultimate purpose of life, which is to say, their Buddhahood. Second, this discovery helps them fully recognize and embrace what they have done in the past, what they will be in the future, and who they are really in the present. So it is interesting that the accepting the goal of their future Buddhahood becomes how they accept who they are in the present. But this is the beautiful, great convergent experience of the future and the present. So you no longer seek outside this given present. This is the model of the end of suffering in the Lotus Sutra. So in the chapter 4 of the Lotus Sutra, elder Shravakas disclose their anxieties and their worries about their certainties, and they're worn out, and they showed how they revived onto their Bodhisattva path. And then they also received the assurance of Buddhahood by Shakyamuni. So this means these elder Shravakas represent the readers and students of the Lotus Sutra like us. So if you imagine yourself becoming one of these 4 Shravakas and read as if the story is talking about you, about your past, about your present, and about your future, the Buddhahood is about your future, and then something may click in your mind. So let's try reading again the sutra on your own with that in your mind, and let me know how it feels in your comments below. Looking forward to conversing with you more. Thank you.